Hi, I'm Colleen Pearl, the Crone, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about astrology from September 20th to the new moon on October 6th. The astrology between the full moon on September 20th and the new moon on October 6th is very quick. It's very fast moving. So like the air sign Libra that we're beginning to get into, you may find things a little superficial, but don't be fooled. There is a lot going on under the surface. Remember that Neptune is still in Pisces, and you probably won't be able to come up for air in these next few weeks. This period begins with the full moon on September 20th. Now this is a full moon in Pisces, so water is really emphasized. It's a romantic, passionate, loving full moon. It can also be a full moon that is confusing and leads to people saying things that are just misunderstood. So be careful. Remember that Neptune is in Pisces. And on September 20th, the same day as the full moon, realize that that moon is absolutely conjunct with Neptune in Pisces. So, weather. Lots and lots of water. And I know I sound like I'm on repeat, but the moon and the planets have just been hitting up Neptune right and left. So we're going to have tons of rain, more flooding, and other weather-related water events like possibly hurricanes or mudslides or just lots of water all over the place. And while this full moon is not a great day for making lasting changes, it is a time when you will be very inspired. You could dig deep into your spirituality and maybe just avoid situations where you have to communicate in great detail with other people, because there will be confusion about that communication. Also on the 20th, on the full moon, we will have Mercury trining Jupiter. Now this is a good day for making plans, getting together with friends. Those kinds of things are great to do. And this trine between Mercury and Jupiter is a great time to have conversations with your friends. So get together with friends, family, even use it for people that you work with, because communications will be great. Mercury is you, your mouth, how you hear things, your ears, your brain, how you conceive things. And Jupiter is the higher octave of all of that. It's communicating on a larger scale. It's higher learning. It's the mysteries. It's inspiration. So combining those two energies in air signs just means that communication is just exceptional. It's on overdrive. However, the moon is in Pisces conjunct Neptune. So there's still going to be a little confusion about things. Big exception. If you're talking about anything to do with water, you will be clearly understood. So if you deal with aquariums or the water systems or pools or weather or things having to do with lakes, rivers, streams, or oceans, you'll probably be understood just fine. But if you're not talking about water, you're probably going to be misunderstood. And next we have Vesta entering Scorpio. Now, some astrologers think that the asteroid Vesta is the true ruling planet of Libra, which puts her in connection with our justice system and fairness. And also, a lot of astrologers feel that Vesta is really relating to justice for women in particular. Vesta in Scorpio is going to be not quite as strong as it is in Libra, but it's going to be pretty strong because Scorpio is a strong planet. So look for things having to do with women who are winning court cases, female attorneys who are making great points in the news. Vesta and women and justice, you're just going to hear about that. Mars is also in Libra at this time. Mars is aggression, but also standing up for oneself. And Libra is the justice system, as I just said. So this is a period of time where we are going to see women prevail in the law, women prevail in government, and women prevail in general when it comes to things that have been unjust against women. So very important period. Now Mars has been in Libra since September 15th, so we have been seeing a few of these things come along. Britney Spears. But it's going to be happening for a little while longer. Mars is traveling a bit slow this year, but Mercury is traveling really fast this year, which is making for very interesting astrology. Chiron in Aries. Now, Chiron is going to be in Aries all month, so it's not like this is a new thing that's happening between the full and the new moons. However, we just need to mention it because Chiron's important. Chiron is healing and Aries is the head. And since a lot of the dealings that we have with COVID have to do with symptoms that occur in the head, difficulty breathing, that involves the lungs too, I know. But, you know, you get headaches and sense of taste and smell are affected. So these things are all in the head. Aries is the head. Chiron is healing. So all through this month, we have the potential for people who are experiencing difficulties with those things, the ability to heal. Also, mental illness would be healed here. People having problems with anything in the brain or the ears, eyes, nose, throat, all of that would be able to be healed appropriately with Chiron in Aries. The next thing I want to talk about is the autumn equinox, and this is when the sun goes into Libra, and Wiccans refer to this as Mabon. So this is the equal days of the year. This is when we have equal light and dark in the northern hemisphere, and we begin to have shorter days from here on out. So I love this time of year. I'm a Libra. It's the beginning of Libra season. All of this just makes my little Libra heart go, yay, I'm so happy. When we experience the equinox, it shifts our energy, and everybody feels this. We probably attribute it more to, oh, the kids are going back to school. It's that time of year. Oh, we're getting ready for Halloween. But it's really when the sun goes into Libra, that's when everybody really feels like, okay, the weather's definitely getting cooler and we're definitely heading into the fall festivities. Mabon and the fall equinox are a time of year where we can feel like we can get more imbalanced as well. So try to be sensitive to those energies, use those energies, be in touch with them. It will help you along with all of your metaphysical endeavors. In addition, we have Mercury squaring Pluto on the same day, Mercury in Libra, Pluto in Capricorn. Now this isn't going to be a terrible aspect by any stretch, but it's a reminder that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, because your words will have a lot of weight on this day, especially if you have planets in Libra or Capricorn, or any of the cardinal signs actually, Aries and Cancer too. If you're sensitive to these planets in these signs, you may find that on this day you can say something that could really wound somebody. So unless that is your purpose, be careful with your words on this day. Know that everybody's sensitive and opinions can be strong, and you don't want to have a fight over something that's just an opinion. On the 23rd, the moon goes into Taurus, and Venus will be opposing Uranus on that day. Now, the moon will be close to Uranus, but the moon moves rather quickly. Venus opposing anything or squaring anything is not very, very harsh, because Venus, like Jupiter, is a benefic. However, this is going to be a day where you could have a windfall. You could have something fabulous happen to you. You could get a bunch of money. You could meet the love of your life. You could get a fantastic job. Just something could just fall in your lap. That's what Uranus is about. And when Venus touches Uranus, then it's a good day. It's going to be a good thing. So even though it's an opposition, which is usually a rough aspect, this is going to be really, really a fantastic day. It happens every year, once a year. So you should watch for that. And especially if you have Venus or any planets around the midpoints of the fixed signs, this is going to be especially good for you. Uranus represents change, and don't forget that all year long we're feeling Saturn square Uranus, so you could also have a conversation or possibly a confrontation with somebody who has really older, stick in the mud kind of mindset in comparison to you. And you may feel like there's a little war of words going on, but if you just hold out, there's another aspect that's happening in a couple of days that's going to smooth everything over. So you may have a conversation with somebody where it seems like they're not really hearing you, or they're not really agreeing with you, and you want them to agree with you. Venus always wants that. But your powers of persuasion, because remember we just had that Mercury-Pluto aspect, your powers of persuasion still may be pretty strong, and that's going to be really to your benefit, because in a couple of days the Mars trine Saturn day is not another day for a conversation. It's a day when that person that you convinced has a graceful way out. They can gracefully acquiesce to your position on this day. Saturn is the old, it's time, it's old age. Mars represents the new, the growth, the youth, right? So the trine energy between Mars and Saturn, especially in the air signs, can be light enough that it allows the person who had the older point of view to acquiesce in a graceful way and not lose face. So this is a really nice aspect to be. The three aspects coming in a row: Mercury with Pluto, then Venus opposition Uranus, and then the Mars trine Saturn. Just beautiful. And the moon is going to follow all of that. Then we come on September 26th. You know it's been coming. Mercury is going to retrograde in Libra. Now, I've done a whole video series about this, and I hope that you all will watch it. So I'm not going to say too much about the Mercury retrograde in Libra, except to say that Libra is a sign about communications. So even though Mercury is retrograde, your impulse is going to be to talk. Probably through this whole 2-week period, you're going to feel like you really want to talk, because there is such an emphasis on air signs in this whole 2-week period. Watch my videos. I've got a video about how to handle Mercury retrograde, and that's a video you'll go back to time and again, because it'll help you for every Mercury retrograde for the rest of your life. I've also got videos about each of the signs, telling you how to handle this particular Mercury retrograde in Libra, so be sure and watch those videos. And then we come to the Moon, North Node, and Lilith, who are all conjunct in Gemini, also on the day that Mercury goes retrograde. Now, we had this before. It's because North Node and Black Moon Lilith are kind of hanging around together for a while until this next new moon. And the moon transits through everything, so the moon's going to hit it from time to time. And September 26th is the next time that it hits. This again is going to give you the impulse to dig out what is hidden in your destiny. What are you really meant to be doing? What is your purpose here? What is that hidden talent or trait or expertise that you own that you're not using now? It wraps up with your destiny. It wraps up with things that are hidden from you, either in your subconscious or that somebody literally is keeping a secret from you about. And then the moon is giving you that impulse, the emotion to be motivated to go after it and to try to find it. And all of this energy, I think, is really, really important coming up to the new moon, because the new moon is the time when you should be going within and asking yourself, your higher self, your angels, your guides, what is going on and what do I need to know for this new moon? So this is getting you ready. And also Mercury retrograde, that is also a time when you are supposed to be going within and reviewing things that you've done in your life and asking yourself, you know, did I do it right, or do I need to redo it now while Mercury is retrograde? And this conjunction between Moon, North Node, and Black Moon Lilith is a time for going within to look at your hidden attributes, your hidden secrets from yourself. So it's a time to explore your soul, to plumb the depths. Also, in that Mercury retrograde video, I just want to mention that I do a whole breakdown of what the shadow period really is and what you can use it for. It's not just because it's called a shadow period doesn't mean it has anything to do with shadow work. So please watch that video, because a lot of people get that twisted, and that's just wasted energy. You just need to know how to use these things correctly. All right, so that's the 26th with the moon, north node, and black moon Lilith. Let's move on. And we have a lovely day on the 27th. It's all full of trines. It's the moon trine Mercury, the moon trine Jupiter, and Mercury trine Jupiter. So we have a grand trine in the air signs on the 27th. So beautiful before you get to the new moon. And this is again going to be a wonderful day to get together with people, to talk, to have conversation, and just talk your heart out. I know that I've said before that it's a good time to get together with friends, and I'm going to say it again. This 2-week period is an exceptional time to reconnect with your friends and do some communicating. You've got air signs going on here. That's all about communication. It's what you should be doing. And then we have the Sun trine Saturn. This is a great aspect for planning. You should use this aspect. It's a midweek aspect. It doesn't happen on a weekend, but take the time on the 29th and 30th to really sit down and map out for yourself your goals for the coming months, for the coming year, for the coming years, 5 years, 10 years. Saturn is time, and Saturn talks about maturity and how you grow in your life, how you mature, how you're going to age. And the sun is your life force and your heart and your legacy. So it's a fantastic time for you to use these energies to plan out for yourself what your goals really are and where you want to be. And in the air signs, your mind is going to be very active, and it's going to be easy for you to see these things and to map them out. So even though Mercury is retrograde, this is an exceptional study to do while Mercury is in retrograde, because you're going to be reviewing what you already did and analyzing it and then planning for the future. This is an exceptional exercise to take care of while Mercury is retrograde. And then we come to Venus trine Neptune. This would be a good date night. This would be a fantastic time to propose to somebody. I'm not going to say it's a good time to have a wedding, because it's an unrealistic aspect, but it's very romantic and loving. With Venus trine Neptune, you're going to get all the romantic, date night, mushy, sensual, sensorial pleasures that you want out of life. It's a good time for creativity too, and artistic endeavors. But if you have a loved one and you want to spend some romantic time with them, this is the perfect time to do it. And then we have Venus squaring Jupiter. Now, Venus and Jupiter are both benefics, so don't be afraid of the square aspect. But they're both in fixed signs. So you may find yourself having a little tete-a-tete with somebody about money. It's just a great aspect for laughing with friends, talking with friends, reminiscing with friends, which again, a good Mercury retrograde activity. Just make sure that you don't take yourself too seriously. And yes, there could be some issues about money because it is a square, and we're talking about the two planets that really have to do with money. However, if you don't take things too seriously, if you keep things on a lighthearted note, you'll be fine, and you'll probably benefit from whatever the conversations are. Then we have Venus sextile Pluto. Now this is an exceptional time to talk about money, but only if you are trying to make more money, or you're trying to convince someone to help you make more money. Venus sextile Pluto is a great time to talk about things that are taboo. So if you've been wanting to talk to your partner about that weird sex position that you think they might be afraid of, this is the time to do it. Anything that is unconventional or you don't think that they're comfortable with, this would be a good time to talk to your partner about that, including money. So think about what those things are, and then on October 2nd, break it out and talk about it. Using astrological energies is kind of a secret weapon to getting what you want in life. It doesn't guarantee that every conversation you have you're going to get what you want, but it does give you the best chance for getting what you want. So keep that in mind. Then we have Mercury trine Jupiter again. I can't believe it's 3 times in a 2-week period. Both planets are retrograde. Jupiter's due to go direct very soon. It's going direct in the month of October. But Mercury is in Libra. Yes, it's retrograde, and there's Jupiter. So you have a third date when you could really have a few laughs with your friends. Because Mercury is retrograde and because Jupiter is retrograde, this would be a good time to go back and revisit a philosophy or a religion, or read a book you've already read before. You're going to pick up things when you revisit them that you didn't see before, and they could be revelatory. They could be really remarkable to you. So another Mercury retrograde activity: reread something that you've read before, or go back and redo a course that you've done before. You'll be amazed at what you get out of it. It could be so, so rich. Now, on October 5th, we have the peak of the tensions leading up to the new moon. Now, so far we haven't had any really bad aspects. All of the aspects have been pretty easy. The oppositions and squares have all involved Venus and Jupiter, and that's really easy to handle. But there have been tensions. So think of the full moon on the 20th like a huge big wave. It's the big kahuna, and you're riding that wave all the way down to the beach, right? So as the wave depletes, as it gets smaller and smaller, but still strong enough to support you, that's the energy that you're going to be feeling. And another reason that that analogy is apropos is because Neptune is in Pisces, and we have all of this water energy, but it's being propelled forward between the moon's transit through all the signs, Mars's transit in Libra, and Mercury in Libra as well, and the sun in Libra. So we have a lot of forward energy because Libra's cardinal energy. The tensions that you're feeling up to this point are probably due to decisions that you made on the full moon, which is September 20th, and now you're going to be feeling the result of those decisions that you made. That's good. That's life. You're gonna hopefully make decisions that have some sort of consequences and repercussions, because that's how you make progress in life. And realize that this energy and tension that you're feeling is directing you towards what you should be working on for the next full moon. Remember that full moons always ask you to go within. So be sure and watch my new moon video that will be all about the new moon in Libra. Be sure that you pay attention to these energies. And just know that if you did make some mistakes on the 20th, then you'll be seeing what the result of that mistake was by October 5th, and you'll be able to recoup and make a change on the 6th. On the 6th is the new moon in Libra. It's also the day that Pluto goes direct. I believe that most people who are sensitive to the Pluto energy will have been feeling Pluto slowing down even more in anticipation of changing direction, probably for most of this 2-week period between the full and the new moons. When it goes direct, you will definitely feel a nudge as it kicks into forward motion. And remember, it's almost at the end of Capricorn. It's in the latter degrees of Capricorn, but it has been retrograding back up to, I'm not quite sure how far back it was able to get in Capricorn. The Pluto return, when it finally hits the same degree as the US chart, won't be until 2024. So we will be feeling this dance with Pluto for quite some time. So don't anticipate that it's going to be over soon if you have like Capricorn rising or something. It's not. It's still going to be there for quite a while. The new moon, watch my video for that. That's a new beginning again. And with the forward direction of Pluto, that will give this new moon a tremendous amount of power to go forward. So be sure and watch that video. We're all looking forward to taking advantage of that Pluto power. Thank you so much for watching. I just want to say really quick, please be sure to click on my videos for the giveaways, get all the directions so you don't miss out, and good luck to everybody.